We go. I do believe we are live. So I'll say indeed. And greetings unto you, beloved and holy friends. Thank you for joining me again. It is Wednesday, my dudes and dudettes. So time for us to dance. Without further ado, let's do it. Damn it, I cannot. Stop. Okay. We'll start with music. This track's the track I wanted to listen to last week starting, but couldn't find it. So I feel it's only apt that we start with it. Love you. Let's go. Now we just have to wait for the Wi-Fi gods to actually smile upon us. I don't know why. I don't know if it's like an antenna thing, but I'm pretty sure that the Wi-Fi on the tablet isn't as good for some reason as the rest of the Wi-Fi, because like it has a connection, but then it like really thinks about playing music. It's like, bro, maybe I don't want to play music. Maybe I want to do something else. There we go. I think it's starting to play now. It might be silent though. It was. Okay, this might be loud for a second, but bear with me. Please, sir. Can I have some beats?
trying to find my own rhythm. Can you not hear the music?
Music. I'm waiting for Adam. I'm thinking about him. I think he's on the way. I don't know. His messages aren't going through. Maybe he'll get here in the middle of our stream. I just hope he gets here sometime today. Like, that's my only prerequisite. I shouldn't expect, but I want to. Finding me, hurting me, killing me. Why won't you let me be? And I don't know.
on chasing me, fighting me, hurting me, killing me. Why won't you let me be? And I don't know why, I just don't know why. Hurting me, killing me. Why won't you let me be? And I don't know why. I just don't know why.
We'll turn this one back on. I'll put this other one away. We'll have some sounds made by Grandma. Sorry for the click. Alrighty then. We did it. We danced for gratitude. Thank you, Cheyenne, for all of the updates. Sending you so much love as well. My scarf has Pippi mucus on it. I'm gonna look past that. Try and catch my breath. Get ourselves set up somewhere else. Let's go. I'm stepping in thorns. I should get my sandals again. On day 825, Meltmore breathes heavily. Hopefully, only temporarily. Today's whole stream is going to be about being children. Specifically how everyone is, or at least used to be, a child. I had this dream. I can't remember the details, but there was a space where I felt myself intimidated by this entity, this person. And as I was considering why is it I feel intimidated by him, I reminded myself that he was at one point just a child. And it kind of allowed me a sense of calm. It's like, oh yeah, all of us used to be children. How about that? I feel like today's scene is beautiful. Being baby, my mom said I used to be baby. They tell me so as well. I don't believe them though. Pixar didn't happen. I didn't hate today's tracks. I'm happy to hear that. Sending even more love to you. Let me go get something to sit on, and then I'll join us in a moment. Wat? Die feit dat daar's 'n ek glo dat ek joke. Ek sê ek glo nie ek was 'n kind gewees nie. Natuurlik weet ek was 'n kind gewees. Dis die hele punt van die stream. Maar ek het myself nog nooit as 'n kind gesien nie. Elke oggend as ek ja, toe ek 'n kind was. Elke oggend as ek wakker word, dan sien ek 'n ou wat ouer word, nie 'n ou wat jonger word nie. Few more trips for me, and then I'll give you my undivided attention. My attention might still be a little bit divided. I'm thinking about Adam, yo. Where is this dude? Where are you, Adam? I hope he finds his way here. This morning I sent him a location. like one of those little pin drops, and it doesn't even go through. I just think to myself, damn, hot damn, how's this dude gonna know where to be? Unless he's just going straight to Pretoria and he's ghosting me. I refuse to believe. I'll be so angry. Oh goodness, I don't want to be quiet. Okay. Whew. Skadoosh. Yeah, isn't this nice? I do like this angle of the scenery, but I also know the rules of filmmaking. At least I have to pretend I do. There should only be a small gap above your forehead. The gap should. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This is the kid inside of me that's like, yeah, there's rules. Filmmaking rules, man. Let's get it, baby. There we go. Both perspectives are looking good. Love you. Got myself some waters. And then we can start thinking about today's stream topic. You children, you. Me included. During yoga today, I kind of echoed today's stream topic as well. And one of the things that really resonated with me is this understanding that as children, we are all children of the same entity, right? Children of Earth. Our dogs, our cats, our trees, our bugs, even our ticks. All of them are children of Mama Gaia. And she loves us all. I don't know if equally is the right way to say it. Maybe she loves us all equally. She loves us all enough to give us all oxygen. Right, we got that going for us. But she can also be pretty indifferent sometimes. Like she loves us all enough to tsunami us together. Cats, dogs, people, houses. Everybody gets tsunamied. I'm gonna quickly do something that's gonna fix a little bit of my OCD. Otherwise, I'm gonna keep thinking about it. There we go. Oh, I stepped in more thorns. Oh, that sucks. Okay. Oh, more thorns. Oh, yeah, good fucking. I thought I was gonna be cheeky and not put on my sandals. Little did I know. There's nothing quite as kid-like to me, I guess, like stepping in thorns. I've stepped in so many thorns in my life. Like thousands of thorns. And it sucks every time. So maybe instead of suffering thorn pricking my foot, I should feel it as a reminder of my childhood self. Being like, shh, 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 shh. Yes. Okay, let me say hi. Shan, Doc Dad, Sam, Natalie, I believe should be here. There she is. Joy Vive. Dan is here as well. Let me see. He says I logged into my YouTube account so that you can all properly see my name. Thank you, Brother Bear. Mr. Duck is my father. I am Poopsie. Love you again, Dan. Thank you for letting us know, friend. Hope everyone had a nice Tuesday and a good start to Wednesday. Hope it's even better going on from here. Nancy, maybe throw a cartwheel. I don't know if I can do cartwheels. And I considered it for a second until my mind ran the fractal of me trying to do a cartwheel. And 7 out of 10 of them I failed. And 2 of the 3 times that I succeeded, I put my hands directly in thorns when I did the loop-de-loop. So there's like a 10% chance that I don't get thorns in my hands, plus succeed at doing the cartwheel. And those stakes don't exactly inspire confidence. So imagine, like I'm walking out of frame and I'm doing a cartwheel. Yeah, you saw that? That's pretty sick. Maybe like make me do a bunch of backflips as well. What's also make me fly? Make me melt through mountains. Imagine all of that. And then I come and sit down here and I'm like, yeah, let's talk. If we're gonna talk about being kids, we might as well play with our imagination. Going to be quiet on my end of the big screen. We love you nonetheless, Natalie. Sending love to the kids as well. I am watering plants in a basement while the storm and rain is going on outside. With water that came from outside. Too many steps. I don't know why, and you probably do this as well, Duck Dad. But when I think about stuff like that, my mind starts constructing these elaborate little fractals of the water finding a way to float through the air in small little individualized streams from outside to each little plant, giving them the right amount of water. Just water floating through the air. You know? You see what I mean? I think you do. Yeah, this track was worth the wait. I'm happy you friends liked it as well. It's one of my favorites from Enumas and All in One as a collaboration. Nanchi, very interesting. Totally awesome request. The card wheel and also my wrist. This wrist has been giving me, it's not issues, but it's sensitive. Like every time I put pressure on it, it's like, hey, oh, I'm sensitive. Oh, you know I'm sensitive? Yeah, I know you're sensitive. It's like, yeah, ball your fists. Stop putting pressure on me with flat hands, you animal. Struggles worth it. Love you, friends. Thank you. I'm happy you like it. Melt, talking about Adam sounds like voiceover over the build up Lamau. It was supposed to be like that. I was hoping. I was really hoping. I was fantasizing, idealizing him dancing with me for today's stream. I was gonna be like, yeah, Adam's gonna be here at like 1. He's gonna join me for yoga. After yoga, we're gonna dance together. And then we're gonna sit down and stream. Who knows? Maybe smoke a joint. Like, who knows? We're gonna do all of these things. And then the universe is like, yeah, bet all of those things are gonna happen. put your money down. It's no, universe, please. Please, you know more than me. It's like, yeah, that's what I fucking thought. And Nanji, Shell, actually, thank you for joining me. Saying, morning, everyone. Just too many names. Just, thank you. Say hello to one person, Shell. I think you did. You said Dan, Joy, Lao, Sam, Shan, Doug. That's plenty, right? If one person says hi to one other person, every single person would be greeted. Thank you for saying hi to me as well, friends. Sending you love. I've never been to a rave, but I am a furry dude dancing in the basement to this. Does it count? It does. Only I think the message that you send creates different imagery. Because I know, hey Luke, it's nice seeing you, friend. It's nice having you. I know you meant furry as you're hairy. You have fur. But reading that comment, you instantly teleported yourself into a fursuit and you're dancing in a basement. And then it has like some sort of story to it where I'm like, what's happening here? Is this person ashamed of themselves? Do they only put the fursuit on in the basement? But I think it counts. Like I actually do plan on doing this, Brother Duck Dad, where I feel like maybe once a week, maybe even for the Wednesdays, who knows? Maybe not. Like I'll see how things progress and especially how my technology evolves with me. But I would like to have like members only YouTube rave where it will be like a rave. Like I want your eyes to melt out of your brain. I'm sorry. Like I'm just imagining colors. Flashing lights, lasers, psychedelic fractals, and then me, a small part of it, dancing, losing my mind. And you friends get to just like plop, pop that on. be teleported to it. Dance with me. Hey, Lena. Sending you love and friend. It's nice having you here. 7th in life. How about that? Thank you, Shan, for your efforts, friend. Never been to a rave, Duck Dad. Where were you? You have to come to South Africa, dude. I'll take you to a rave here. Y'all, yesterday my dear son blew out his bedroom with an electric blower. I'm so proud. Like he cleaned his room. I'm proud of him as well in that case. Thank you, Shell, for encouraging that behavior as well. Sounds good. Me either, Doug. I found out my favorite artist, Seven Lions, is playing in Buffalo May 10th, and I want to go so bad. How far is Buffalo from you, dear Shan? Like, how much of a commitment is it? And yes, that wake up party. I'm happy that you're here, Shell. Lower power to another generation. I didn't hate today's tracks again. I'm happy that you like them. I have you on TV today, Mel, and I can see the mountains in the back so much better. Like, I feel today is nice and clear as well. Like, when I came and sat down, I also instantly noticed how clear the mountains look in the background. Yeah. So much stuff, right? This rock. Someone put that rock there. I don't know who did it. It was already there when we got here. Planted this tree. Creates like a little shadow over that rock. And whoever put that rock there, probably like me, sat on it, staring out at those mountains. And now you friends get to stare at me, staring at the mountains, staring at you, staring at me, staring at the mountains, staring at me, staring at you, staring at you, staring at me and the mountain. I'm happy to share this perspective with you friends. Like, this space is beautiful. It's a little bit out there, right? Literally, as in it would be difficult to get here on a moment's notice, but in an instance, I can share it across the world. We can duplicate this scene. We can teleport ourselves. Love is true. Oh my goodness. Melt. And I just got different taste when it comes to music as all. Yeah, I have good taste in music, and Joy Vive doesn't. No, sorry. Please. Furiously typing. I'm joking. I'm joking. My music allows me to dance to it, and it's very fast like that, right? Like doof 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 doof. Where sometimes other music can be a little bit dam 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 dam. And I'm gonna have a hard time dancing. I guess I could dance to anything. Maybe I should start doing that, you know, just like take fan requests and have you friends tell me what to dance to. Hey things, where in say are you? I can tell you, but would you know things? Would you actually know? I'm like in the Limpopo side of South Africa, close to a small farmer's town called Groblersdal. Imagine that little, the more you know, the more you know. He wouldn't do that. Would he, Melt? He wouldn't ghost you, would he? Would he? Would he do that? I would like to believe he wouldn't, but I would also like to believe that it would be easy to, all right? Like, from this perspective of, he's like, we called last night to be like, oh wait, I got my papers. He says to me, I have my stuff packed. Tomorrow morning I'll drive. Hey Seda, sending you love, friend. Tomorrow I'll drive. I'll wake up early. I'll drive through. I'll be at your place around 1, maybe 2. And I'm like, sick. Yeah, that sounds good to me, dude. And then this morning, I sent him a voice note like, hey, you're probably on the road, sending you lovin's. Drive safe. The message doesn't go through. It's on the server side of WhatsApp, right? 1 tick, but no 2 ticks. I don't know. Must mean he was using his, because he's coming from Zimbabwe. So he's literally coming from a different country to come to South Africa right now. So he might be using a SIM card from that other country, and that's why his messages aren't coming through. And I'm like, okay, makes sense. And then I send him a location, right? So that he can actually know, or can at least push a button and let his GPS tell him where to go, and then that also doesn't go through. And then I start considering, does he even know where I live? Like, he's been here before, but he wasn't the one driving. And I'm like, well, I guess you could follow the road signs to get here. So maybe he'll do that. And then I'm like, yeah, sure. And then I start considering, it is probably significantly easier to just go straight to Pretoria, where he knows where people are. And then my mind starts constructing stories of like, yeah, that's probably what happened. But I want to be proven wrong. Oh, desperately. Please prove me wrong, please. Oh, please. Real ghosts. I will then burst for real dollars. Yes, we'll have a real ghost on the stream today. We can do it. Profit. So doubt about passage to beyond. Create panic. Profit. It's hard for human mind to truly fathom unconditional. I don't know how we got here, but I agree. I do agree. Unconditional is, in a weird way, something it's almost impossible for us to consider. Right. From this perspective of, again, our conditioning, we have been conditioned to realize, to believe that everything is conditional. From this perspective of, if you're hungry, no matter how much positive thinking, no matter how much, hopes and dreams, no much how much manifestation, and this is me speaking to myself as well, the condition of food going inside your face needs to be met before you're gonna stop being hungry, right? Sure, with fasting, you'll get hungry and you can kind of push past it and you'll stop being hungry. Oh, someone's calling me. Yeah, yeah, man, this world, this is like, we live in a crazy world. We live in such a crazy world. What the fuck? What just happened? We were talking about a person that exists on planet Earth, and then it's manifest, right? So like stuff like that, right? Like, I love Adam so much, even though in many ways sometimes he doesn't meet my conditions for what I believe love is supposed to look like, right? Where he would go months without replying to my messages, and I didn't for a second stop loving him, because my love for him isn't based on the condition of him having to reply to my messages, right? My love for him is, I would like to believe, unconditional. But to echo again the point that I was starting to make, if you're hungry or if you're thirsty or if you're sleepy, you have to meet the condition of sleeping, of drinking water, of eating food before that condition is met. It's not the case for love though, right? You can love a person without them meeting your conditions. It's harder. Oh yes, it's harder. He sounds kind of like Johan. Little bit. I of course can notice the nuance because I know my friend's voices. Yes, but he does have that voice. I like his voice. You failed to get to see him soon, probably by tomorrow. I could never do cartwheels, even as a kid. I also couldn't do cartwheels as a kid, JV. I could do them, but I never could commit to keeping my legs like in the vertical axis. My legs were kind of like, I would do like half circle cartwheels. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about. I couldn't commit. It felt too much. I'm on a mission to reparent myself, says Shelly. It is darn difficult. Yesterday I brought baby Shelly baby soap waffle maker. The fuck? I really need to start from age 0. What is a baby soap waffle maker? Like my brain gets melted by reading those words in a combination. Baby soap. Maybe she bought her baby soap. Shelly bought baby Shelly baby soap waffle maker. Bought baby Shell baby soap. You waffle maker? No, that can't be right. A baby soap waffle maker. Maybe they're baby soaps in the shapes of waffles? No, my brain's getting melted. Shelly, I do agree. Reparenting yourself is something that I think we need to do. And it does kind of start by remembering that we are still the same children that we've always been, right? That there hasn't changed that much, realistically. Sure, we grew up. Sure, we have stories. Sure, we have responsibilities. But that version of us that we used to be as children, awareness of being, participating in this world, that has changed. We might have lost at least our connection. I don't know if we've lost the actual thing, but our connection to our imagination. But by trying to reparent ourselves with baby steps, we can get better. Mel, my daughter is 3, and she could do a cartwheel. I have faith in you. She's 3, dude. Her body is the size of a 3-year-old, right? Like if she messes up, the inertia of falling on the ground only creates that much impact. Like she weighs like what, 20 kilograms, probably less. Hey Google, what is? Hey Google, what does the average 3-year-old weigh? Hey Google, what does the average 3-year-old child weigh? 10 kilograms? Nou, almost verkeerd, 15 kilogram. It's like 15 kgs, 30, 35 pounds. They weigh 35 pounds, dude. I weigh like almost 200 pounds. If I drop on the ground, that shit hurt, yo. It's not fun. So you're saying a 3-year-old showing up, Mel? That's like 100% what he's saying. Always try to like it is instant bother. Hey, yo, I'm sensitive. Hello, Mel. Thank you again, Luke, for sending some love, dude. Maybe I am a furry, Mel. Throwing some shade. Not at all. What I'm throwing shade at is the fact that you're only doing it in the basement. That part is what I'm throwing shade at because I want you to be able to be free, dude. I want you to be able to show up in the world as yourself, even in your persona, if that's what you want to do. You don't have to hide yourself in a basement. Now I want like a bunch of text here, you know, where I like go into like a freeze frame and then it goes, Melt then got elected to president of the world for his wokeness 9000 and everybody was happy. If someone bought me a fursuit, I would dance the fuck out of that thing. But I ain't bored. I ain't boning in it. Yeah, I wouldn't even dance in one. And you're like, oh wait, what are you gonna say? Why wouldn't you dance in one? Because it would be like a sauna. I imagine yourself just lighting on fire. You know, like you dance in a fursuit, and then you spontaneously combust. And then for some reason, they knew that was going to happen. So they built the fursuit specifically so that it can build pressure. And then you become an atomic weapon. Yeah, that's the true reason we're supposed to fear the furries. Not because they're different, not because they are more comfortable in displaying social dances from the guise of not being necessarily identified with their person alone. But because if they dance, they instantaneously and spontaneously combust, going nuclear. I'm just imagining in the future this is happening. It's like In other news, two furries went nuclear today when they were made fun of in a shopping mall. Please, kids, be tolerant of the furries. We cannot afford to lose more cities. This is not funny. Why am I? Please, kid self, move past this point, please. Please, pulling a. I just want the giant cat hit, not the rest of the suit. I mean, maybe that would be cheaper. A South African rave sounds like a bucket list item for sure, 100%. Buffalo is like 45-minute-ish away from me. The venue is right next to Lake Erie. That's not too bad. 45 minutes. Melt cackle gives me life. Thank you. Melt got jokes today. It's okay. That's the that you see. I have good things to use. Sana saying good, Melt more, and beautiful friends. I hope all of you are well and sending peace and love. Positive vibes to everybody. Positive vibes to you, Sana. Thank you for joining us, friend. How are you doing? I love when you say your town's name. It just sounds like straight up gibberish. Groblersdal. Yeah, pretty gibberish word. Groblersdal, Marvel Hall, Middelburg. Louis Trichardt. I'm trying to think about the funky South African city names. Yeah, I'm drawing blanks for the rest. There's probably a bunch of them. Doing all right, Sena. Excited for some thunderstorms today. How are you, friend? Happy to hear you're excited about that. Yeah, I heard that, and it was like, whoa, mind scramble. What just happened? Zimbabwe sounds Zimbabwe. Joy V, not exotic like Homer Glen. Did you see the Warriors from Homer Glen? All of this going over my head. Yeah, it must be Adam calling. It was. He sounds like Johan. I heard nothing. How did you hear? I don't know how you friends heard something either. I was hoping that it would be heard. I was hoping that it would come through, but maybe it was. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how some of your friends could have heard, but others couldn't. But you did say Johan. Okay, so I think Shan was watching on the YouNow side, so she got to hear his voice through the YouNow side. Might have been canceled out. Sorry, friends. That's amazing. I was actually like bringing the microphone closer to the phones, little speaker phones, so that you friends can hear him as well. But alas, that's amazing, Shanna. I'm doing good. I'm ready for work, and I have a job interview at 3 with Sephora. Wish me luck. If I'm lucky, I can leave my Victoria's Secret jobs today. Hopefully, Sana, especially since you mentioned that you haven't been enjoying your boss's energy, right? And be in a positive space and coworkers and not feel anxiety anymore. More power to you, Sana. We're here with you, friends, sending you love. Sam, the funniest thing is in all streets in my area are Native American names. I'm like, you old white folks, you want to wake up and be like, that's right, we won. What's the point of winning, right? What's the, like, actually, what is the point of winning? I'm hearing the answers. Okay, yeah, sure. Do we have to create systems where some win, others lose? Okay, yeah, I see. Yeah, competition, yeah, sure. Yeah, Is there a better way? I'm thinking of this perspective from being a child, right? As a child coming into this world and then seeing the amount of competition that's going on, right? The fact that our parents, quite literally, if you get a child, right? Like, let's say you have a best friend and both of you marry at the same time, you have kids at the same time, your children start growing up in this world. More likely than not, there's probably going to be some competitiveness with talking about your kid's development. It's like, oh yeah, little Johnny, he started walking last week. What's your kid doing right now? Hmm? Oh, your kid's not walking? Sis. So much competition, yo, please. Please, we're just kids, right? Like, that's the point I'm trying to make, is that even though we're not kids anymore, and maybe competition can be beneficial, it still is the same energy, right? It's still causing the same amount of distress, causing ourselves some sort of narrative that we are somehow less because we're not performing at the same capacity, at the same power that someone else might be. You know, completely ignoring where they're coming from, their strengths, their DNA, their opportunities, circumstances, their beginning. Everybody used to be kids, huh? But everybody isn't the same kid. Man, the whole silver spoon analogy. Getting born with a silver spoon in your mouth. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Do 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 do. You can love a person without them meeting your condition. Melty, stop calling me out like that, Lama. Yeah, Dan, get specifically. Takes my binoculars out. You specifically, person. Yes, you. Huang, points a spotlight on them in the middle of the crowd. Yes, you! You should love someone. All people, without them meeting your conditions. Do you know me? Yeah, I know you, Owen. I know who you are. I know the relationship you have with your dad. I know everything about you, bruh. I know the color of your lunchbox when you were a 6-year-old and you went to school. True potential. I'm still a kid at heart. And then I had to look at the bills. Yeah. That's what we're talking about today, actually. True potential is how all of us technically are those same kids. Hey, Janet. Hey. Jan? Is that you? That might be Jan. I think Jan joins us on our yoga streams. I think it is her. Is it Jan? It might be. But this is the stream after the yoga stream, where we kind of sit down, we have some conversations. On Wednesdays, I dance as a thank you. Some of you might have realized at this point, my philosophy is basically summed up as a relationship between my awareness and that which I'm aware of. I believe, consider, interpret my awareness as the masculine part of the polarity, and that which I'm aware of as the feminine part of the polarity. And in my mind, the best way I can live a good life is to have a good relationship with it, right? So, as the observer, with the observed, to live with so much gratitude that I live well, right? And dancing, I feel, is one of those things that I do for her, the divine feminine. And I honestly believe that even this body is a divine feminine expression as well. All of you friends are. The part of you that can observe and see me dance, that part of you in my mind is masculine, but the part of you that feels something when you see me dance, that part of you, I believe, is feminine. And dancing is definitely something that we're well equipped to do. I don't know if there are other creatures that can dance quite as well as human beings can, at least on Earth. It would be cool to have like a dance off with a bunch of aliens. Maybe one day. One can hope. Please. I want to have a rave with aliens. Please. Please, please. Please, please. I want to see aliens do like dance moves that I can't even fathom. You know, their tentacle arms having no bones. They can do like they can do like sine waves on their arms. Like, yeah, that's sick, dude. I've never seen that move like that. Let me see. I think I missed a few comments. Do. Dum 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 dum. Baby soap and a waffle maker. I should have probably seen that as the third option. A little bit of both, everyone. Love, Sina, Beklakti. Thank you for the love. Babies can't make waffles, or at least they shouldn't. Don't you stereotype babies? Who says babies can't make waffles? I'm just imagining the whole baby community being like, did you just assume my capabilities? Did you just assume I can't make waffles? Imagining this baby making uncomfortable eye contact as it makes waffles. I mean, like, look at this. Look, watch how I'm saying that. That's exciting. Sounds nice. I'm happy that you're changing, right? Like actually, not just suffering, but making plans for yourself to experience something differently. Do you have to wear a full face for a Sephora interview? Would it help? I have no idea what those words mean. Would you have to wear a full face? I'm guessing makeup. I'm just imagining myself, waking up one day and being like, oh, you know, maybe I won't actually have all of my face today. I'll just wear half my face. Show up and stream, like my cheek and half my eye is gone. It's like, Mel, yeah, you were right though. Yeah, I just didn't feel like wearing my face. Did I miss the dancing? You did, unfortunately, Janet. You can't skip back though. If you skip to the start of this stream, you'll see me going absolutely ham. The dancing is concluded for now, but there was dancing happening a while ago. Fortunately, it's recorded. It's in cyberspace right now, so you can always go back and look. Let me put it like this: Sephora is a makeup store, and they're gonna hire someone with a full face who looks like they know what they're doing over someone with a brows, lashes, lips only look. Yeah, it's makeup. I was right. Part of competently selling the stuff is going to be knowing how to use it yourself. Yeah, I guess I'll never be a makeup salesman. I'm imagining the archetype or the fractal, I think is the better word technically, where I went. What's his name? James? No. Is it James? James something? James Charles? James? Dude that has like a whole makeup brand at this point. Man, like I can see both entities. Shannon would know exactly who I'm talking about. There's one dude who's something Star. My mind is going Patrick Star, but that's wrong because Patrick Star is a dude from SpongeBob. James Charles, that's his name. And then the other is James Charles. All right, imagine me with like makeup and I got like this perfect, complexion. I could do it. I could do it. Make much more money, but I don't think I would. I think my inner child would cry every day, lose its mind. Like I have a hard time just putting like sunscreen on my face. I'm like, I have to put sunscreen on again. I did this like yesterday. Why do I have to do it again? It's like because you showered and you washed your face in the meanwhile, so you have to put sunscreen. It's so childish. Very much childish. Thanks, Daxam, Shanna, Joy V. As long as I'm wearing makeup for a beauty advisor, it doesn't have to be full face glam. I hear you. Thank you for just trying it anyway. Love is true. So much love being Shan. Music. I don't know. Jovad is here too, sending you love. Thank you for passing by and sending some love to us too. My neighborhood is all native names. I live in Sioux. In Sioux. That's a sick name. Sioux. 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 Even though you did give me like a cue to read it correctly, Luke, I think I would have still gotten that one, even though it makes absolutely no intuitive sense that I would. Sioux. CU. And then the X. Sioux. Language, huh? The fact that I was at one point a child that couldn't read. And I am a little bit dyslexic, so my mom really tried with me. I remember partially painfully the scene where me and my mom are sitting at the dinner table and I had like some sort of reading assignment where we had to go and practice a little short reading piece, and then we were supposed to go and read that piece in front of the class. So me and my mom were practicing my reading, and I would read it over and over and over again. And at some point, I had memorized the entire passage, right? Everything that I was supposed to read. And instead of reading, I would just stare blankly at the page and from memory recall every word. And my mom realized that, and she was like, "You little asshole. You're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to read the words. You're not supposed to freaking memorize them." This is why I love music. There's competition, but no winners. I love Green Day, and they have objectively had more industry success than Blink 182 as pop punk bands. Does that make Blink bad and Green Day good? No. Is one a loser and the other a winner? No. I still love both, and both have a place in the world. Dan. Yeah. You see, even though I would like to consider myself wise, I don't even think myself to be a fraction as wise as we become when we join as a collective like this, right? Because we did dance today, and we're kind of attacking this topic of all of us having been children, at least at one point. That children, no, that child we used to be, hasn't disappeared. It's still you. You have added layers, age, experience, anticipations, hopes, and dreams, but you're still the same child. And in that, the dancing, the listening to music, sure, it's a competition because we want attention, right? And attention seems to be the primary thing that people are trying to extract from us as humanity these days. Neither is winning, right? Just because one is getting more attention than the other doesn't mean the attention that the other one got is null and void or useless or less valuable. I like that, Dan. Thank you for bringing that to my mind. Sharing good vibes with you too, dude. Do. I'm still a kid at heart. Yeah, unfortunately. Again, Janet, it's nice having you here, friend. Part of the fractal of wanting to brag about your kid's development is also to soothe your brain in the shittiest times that you are doing something right. I don't like being others down to bring me up. Yeah, I feel that, Doug. That's why, I'm not trying to call out and be like, people who, brag about their children's development are evil, and they need to be stoned to death. No, very much not. Just what does that do to a child, right? What does it do to our children to literally be in a state of competition from the day that they were born, right? To be competing with the industry average, with the statistics of when they were supposed to start walking, when they were supposed to start talking, when they are supposed to, become autonomous individuals. I believe that children, or at least the adolescent stages of life, has extended these days. I believe that a person is only really an adult after 30. That's where I am these days. I'm like, yeah, I don't know that I'm an adult just yet. That was something that I wanted to talk about today is how do we know, right? At what point did you know that you were now no longer a child? You were now suddenly an adult. When did you know this, right? Was it when you got your first paycheck? Was it when you had to pay for your own apartment the first time? That one I remember pretty painfully myself. Like the first year, yeah, the first year of me moving out of the home, like I had a little bit of cash saved up. I had like $2,500, and rent is about $300 in South Africa if you're living with a roommate. So I had like $2,500 as a 18-year-old, and I very much did not want to live with my parents. So finished high school, directly moved out, had no job, had like 6 months, if you will, maybe less than 6 months, maybe like 4 months realistically, worth of finances to eat food and pay for my apartment. And I felt good. I was like, yeah, I'm an adult. I'm so adulting right now, paying for my own apartment, eating food I've bought with my own money, not eating food because I didn't have money. Oh, I did all of it, right? And weirdly enough, now looking back at that part of myself feels so immature, so childlike. Priorities were scattered, maybe not completely aligned. And then I moved to a different country, moved to China to go and teach English on that side. And then I was like, yeah, now I'm an adult, right? I'm not even living in the same country I was born in right now. I'm earning a living. I have my own place. I buy my own food, cook my own meals. I have to keep myself responsible and go to work. I didn't miss a single day of work, not one. My entire stay in China, not a single. I, I think I missed one day the year before that. Like I pride myself in being a good employee, and I don't know if that is conditioning or just a level of pride in myself, where I'm like, well, if I'm gonna do something, I might as well do it right, do it to my capacity. And then because I could, right, I could be a really good employee. I could show up for work on time. I could get all of my responsibilities done on time. I never made excuses. I don't particularly like drinking, especially not to the point of inebriation. And I believe that is a part of me that is more mature than some of the other people I get to spend time with sometimes. And my colleagues at that place that I was working at, all they wanted to do was drink. And I was like, nah, I don't really know if that if I want to do that. So I felt more mature than my colleagues because surely I know something they don't. And then I came back to South Africa and then I was lost again. And then I decided to start doing what we're doing right now. And again, thinking back to the version of me that I was when I started these streams, it feels like I'm looking at an infant, right? A child. And I worry that that is never going to change. Like, I'm just never going to get to look back at myself and be like, yeah, that's a grown ass individual. Look at that grown up and so grown ups. No. I'm just gonna I'm just gonna be struggling forward as a kid for the rest of my life, trying to figure it out. Let me see if I'm missing some comments. Do 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 do. I want to lurk more, but I'm being called to be the present right now. Love you, dude. You were here, sending you good vibes. We'll see you again soon. Luke saying, that's when you know that love is true, when all parts gain from that interaction. Exactly. Thank you for echoing. Did I miss the dancing? You did, unfortunately. Oh, looking dude. I have severe dislike for that dude. Jeffree Star. Yeah. I don't know about his treatment of other individuals. The only thing I know about him is kind of like the shock value of being like, oh wow, people like that exist. Oh wow. How about that? I'm probably gonna do it. Send him love, send who love, everybody. Lolo is here too, sending you love. I'm heading to work. Thank you for joining us. Well, today I learned. Thanks for putting him on blast, Joy. The more we know. Oh, Luke, you must have mistook me for Melty. I only wish for his supreme unhappiness and a long, lonely life. uh, I don't want him to experience supreme unhappiness or a long, lonely life, Joy Vive. Even if he's a racist, right? Like, and this is not me trying to be apologetic to racists, but very much this perspective of that is awareness having formed a inaccurate conclusion about their world. Because for you to look at a person, no matter what their color of skin is, and to be like, yeah, that person is apart from me, surely that person isn't me because I am me. And as myself, I can't be that person, right? But we're on the same earth. We are children to the same Amagaya, right? All of us spawned in this realm of existence, and all of us came from the same mother as the ultimate earth, right? Your mom was made up of the crust of the earth when she brought you into this world as well. And that includes the racist individuals in our world as well. And again, seeing it from this perspective of perspective, the one that looks, the awareness that you are, that unchanging part within all of us, wishing unhappiness and version of self-suffering. If that is what that version of self needs in order to come to a level of understanding that being racist towards other individuals is not something that is tolerable in society, right? Like, you clearly don't value all human beings equally. So maybe you shouldn't be spending time with human beings, right? And then, not being able to spend time with human beings have eluded to me that I like spending time with people, right? Maybe I should realize that that's what we're here to do. And then again, I hope, if anything, if we're gonna hope for something, let's hope that these individuals come to some level of realization, you know, some level of change. Maybe that's the right word. Like children, right? Come back to their childlike selves. Because children aren't racist. Children are taught how to be racist. It's this awareness, right? And sometimes, for many people, what you get told as a child sticks, right? And the most beautiful analogy to, I think it's an analogy, to kind of like understand why this is the burning or the hot stove top analogy. Where if there's a hot stove top glowing red, and your mom tells you, hey, you shouldn't touch that. If you do, it's gonna burn you. And you're like, what do you know, old timer? You're gonna be like, whoa, wait a second. My mom told me something. And then when I disagreed or didn't listen to her and touch this thing that she recommended I don't, I got hurt. So instantly, on a visceral, on a bodily level, you attach this belief system to your parents because surely they have the best hopes for me. They want me to be healthy. They want me to thrive in this world. But unfortunately, not every single person is going to be the most beautiful fractal of themselves. A person might have toxic, ideas or belief systems about others, and even without knowing it, could impart those same belief systems onto their children. And because their children have become conditioned, right? We were talking about conditioning before, conditioned to believe that what our parents are saying is true, we'll believe them if they tell us that other people are, other to us as well. And who do we blame? I think the parents are to blame, but at some point we have to take responsibility for the things that we believe, right? Shelley beautifully said today as well, like reparenting yourself, like noticing yourself forming certain narratives in your brain and parenting yourself in a way, being like, yeah, sure, I hear what you're saying, but that's not right. It's not true, and we know this is not true because of these things, right? Oh, I am separate from the rest of the world. Actually, that's not right. I am. Here I am, separate. Look at me. I eat food to survive. Yeah. Eat food from a hole, that is the earth. Breathe air from the hole, that is the earth. Drink water from the hole, that is the earth. All right? And if you were for even a moment taken off of this hole, that is the earth, you would perish in minutes. You were a part of something. All of us are, even those that we don't necessarily want to be associated with, especially those even. Part of the fractal. I think another one, a mating call through dance. Yeah. I don't know if it's a mating call necessarily, it's gratitude, right? Like, I don't think I sexualize myself dancing. For me, it's more an energetic expression of movement and moving within those variations. Because when music is played, right, like when there's a beat variation, there's like literal waves coming over your body. And I think of myself as like stepping in those waves, right? As the wave washes over me, I step on it. It's like Guitar Hero, but with your feet. I wanted to lurk more. Again, love to you, Brother Bear. It was nice having you here. Oh, look, you mistook me. Sometimes I feel as if childhood was a different life. You know what I mean. Yeah, I do. I do. It was a different way of life. Maybe that's the way we should see it. And that way of life, even though it might not be realistic for us to want to live it always, I think we can live it temporarily, right? For moments of our day. Like you can still be giddily excited about an ice cream truck coming down your driveway, for example, right? You can go and buy yourself an ice cream. And even though you might not have the same giddy fascination with the rest of things, allowing yourself moments like that throughout your day can be helpful. Malak and Backstreet Rebel. Love you, friends. Thank you for joining me. If you want a little bit of a better, audio experience, more view, get to see, trees and rocks and mountains, I'm streaming on YouTube as well. Same username. Sending you lovin's. Shrugs. I don't like a lot of people. I love a lot of people. I don't need to love people I dislike to have a good life. I agree. I agree with that, but I also believe that there's more power in loving people than there is in wishing harm upon others, right? So I think of it like that, Joy Vive. It's like I'm not gonna expect you to love people that you don't want to love, but I would rather expect you to love people that you do want to love instead of hating people that you don't want to love, right? I think that's the fractal we're touching on today. Asha, masha, 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 mash. Oh, masha, 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 mash. You like your butt scritches? Oh, the best butt scritches in the whole lands. Oh yeah, the best butt scritches. Asha, masha, 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 masha. You're exposing your anus to the camera, Pepe. There's a void staring into people's souls. Stop it, Pepe. Stop. She's like, why do you stop? Why do you stop, dude? Why do you stop? Oh? It's nice having you, Pepe. Be absorbed by the love. Be absorbed by not love world. Be absorbed by the world, not loved by it. I agree. Just reminding myself how not to be absorbed by the love world. Very, very fair point. Ignorance can be fixed. Arrogance cannot. And my decision to love a person who is actually hurting others will directly depend on which category they fall into. It's a fine line sometimes, isn't it, Sam? Ignorance and arrogance. I can be pretty arrogant. Hey, Google, what is arrogance? Arrogance. You heard that? My mom just tuned me that the answer to arrogance is Estian. That's offensive, mama. Arrogance is haughtiness, conceit, hubris, self-importance, egotism, a sense of superiority, composity, the symptoms. Man, this is just a bunch of them. Goodness. The quality of being arrogant. Stop! Oh, please stop. Stop it. Arrogance examples of hubris. Yeah. Arrogantheid. I believe, like at least my definition of arrogance is you believing you're right, even past the point of being proved wrong. And I don't know if I'm arrogant like that. I am. The Google antwoord is the quality of being arrogant. It's a lame ass answer. Ja, ik weet. Dank je, mama. My mom really is stressing the point that I'm the arrogant one. I know I'm arrogant sometimes. But I'm not arrogant to the point of believing myself to be right and trying to prove you wrong, right? At least I would like to believe that. I'm arrogant from the perspective of believing I'm right because I've tried and tested the information that I hold. I'm like, if I believe certain things about myself and others, it makes me feel a certain way. Have you considered that this is the way you should interpret things? Have you considered this? Nah, I don't think that's right. I'm pretty sure it's right, I say. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're arrogant. Yeah, so what I'm saying with that, Sam, is that I feel all of us have capacity to these things. Ignorance, I feel in a weird way, I feel if you're arrogant and you want to remain ignorant, that is the worst kind of arrogance that you can have, right? Because then not only are you arrogant, but you're also arrogant from this perspective of being unwilling to have different information exposed to you. Excuse me? Thomas Strand. Yeah, it's like stupid and you cannot be helped. Thomas Strand. Mom wants to be part of the stream. Hey, I see Toasty Malosty. It's nice having you here, dear friend. Sam, when you gonna post another story / tale into Discord for us? There you go, more fractals. I don't really have anything shareable, leash-sized. Most of my work is lengthy and unfinished. The gem I shared with you all is a scrap from a larger project that I've been hammering out. Thank you for whatever you are willing to share, dear Sam. Luke saying, yeah, looking back at childhood, I am much different. I think the shift for me was when I saw myself as equal to the rest, realizing that my parents are level with me. That's a good one. That's a really good one, Luke. The day you realize your parents are just people, maybe that's when you grow up. Shit. Then I've been, at least in that perspective, an adult since 14. It was like at 14, at 13, really, where I was like, yeah, Dad, I get that you believe all of these things, but how about nah? How about I don't want to believe that? How about I'm not going to literally give my whole life and my identity for something that actively tells me how I am needing of saving? How about I know? No. This experience I'm having right now isn't in need of a savior. It is fundamentally, and it always has been, and it always will be, awareness of being. And nothing can take that from you. No experience, right? Like, this is one of my favorite quotes to share with people. No experience, no discomfort will squeeze from you the depth of your awareness. Nothing can take from you that which you are, your awareness of being. Sure, they can take your limbs, they can take your eyes, they can take your ears, they can take your sense of smell, they can take your tongue. But they cannot take your awareness of being because it doesn't reside anywhere in this plane of existence. Right? Sure, you're looking through your eyes, but where are you looking from? Right? Where is the part of you that infinitely resides? Can you reach it and take it? Can you give it to someone else? It's yours. It's all of ours. And there's that part of us that is the inner child, right? The primordial being born into this realm of existence. Man, my mind's melting right now. Parents are level with me. Well, if you do end up finding a shareable nugget in your magnum opus, please do. When did that shift happen, Luke? I'm curious as well. Still in the transition, maybe. Energetic expression of movement. Great definition of dance. Thank you, Joy Vive. Yeah, I get it, Luke. I'm in the middle of a hella transition right now. Also with your parents, also with this feeling of seeing them as just people. When I become responsible for a child, when I became responsible for a child, many realizations were made. I feel like at that point you really click what your parents must have been feeling like when they had you, and you looking up at them, and the fractal, illusionary fractal of how you saw them, these infallible, perfect beings. And then realizing these little eyes staring back at you as your child is now thinking the exact same things. mind melt, dude. I can't even imagine. I'm gonna straight up probably lose my mind for like 6 months when I get a child. I'll just have to be straitjacketed. Many relationships were made. Tact over pride, says our beloved toast. Love over the dismal. Humanity complements strategy. It's certainly something I'm working on. Having hatred in my heart for those with hatred in their heart. What a paradox. Yeah. Yeah. It is. It's like a juxtaposition we put ourselves in. You know, and I was like thinking about this today, actually, Toast, that there is this part of me that can express these parts of humanity that are the things that I least want to see. And it's almost like I take this level of responsibility of if I can't fix, if I can't get past, if I can't change myself to transcend these things, maybe they never will be transcended, right? Maybe I'll never develop enough. Maybe humanity will never get past these things keeping us back. And if everybody can kind of come to that level of acceptance of the responsibility we have as individuals to change, maybe there's hope. I believe so. Hey, Colin, thank you for the becoming a fan. Your friend sending you love as well. Mom got jokes today. Mom is being a savage. She's shooting from the hip. Can we collectively send Beansy some love, please? I sent her a message last night, but I'm the only one person. I think our group energy is powerful. I sent her a message last night, but I'm only one person, and I think our group energy is powerful. Please do. Thank you for bringing her into the space. I sent her a message yesterday as well. I don't know if my messages are insensitive, but they might sometimes seem that way. Right. And it very much is from this perspective of uplifting one side or the other. Right. And even though it's not technically the right thing to do, right? So I'm not saying do this, I'm saying this is what I do. I do draw dualities, right? And from a duality perspective, I see one side as worthy of being uplifted and the other as not. Right? So even though fear might be a rational response in a moment, I do not give it power, right? And the words I wanted to use is I do not tolerate it. Because it doesn't make you feel good, right? Being in a state of fear, even conceptually, does not help, right? And yet, having your fears ignored can make you feel less than loved. Even though the act of trying to uplift love in, the attempt to kind of banish, the fear we have could just create like the sense of insensitivity or a disconnect. Love is true. Love is true. Dying isn't dangerous. It's inevitability, right? Why would you fear something that is guaranteed? Right? That's like fearing the sun coming up tomorrow, or fearing the earth turning around, swirling around our massive star, or fear of the moon becoming full at the end of the month again. Right? Why fear something that is guaranteed? Off topic, your smile is cute. Thank you, CJ. My smile is when I contract these face muscles and I pull my... Oh, dude. I try to forget that I'm a person when I'm in these streams, but thank you. I appreciate it. What was I talking about? Fear? Fear of the inevitable. Yeah. Oh no, I'm scared of it being dark. Watching the sunset. It's dark. And then the sun comes up and I'm like, oh, thank goodness. It's not dark anymore. But it's probably gonna be dark again. Better start being scared. Is this Fractal Landing? I hope so. Life is cyclical, dear friends. Dying and being born, living and passing away, being and non being. It's always a cycle. And to be fearful of that cycle, in my mind, is like forgetting who you are. Right? You think God is scared of existing? Oh no, oh no, not infinity. Oh, so scared. No, because here you are, right? If you were scared of dying, you wouldn't have chosen to live. And as children, we grow up to believe that death is a bad thing. The idea of us no longer existing in the way that we are causes us a real sense of distress, believing that something can be lost, right? Energy cannot be destroyed or created on this physical plane, right? Just on this physical plane, not even considering the spiritual realms of existence either. Nothing goes away, including you. You've been here for all eternity. And yet, within all eternity, you've chosen to be this version of you, to become a child again, to grow up, to experience what it's like to be the living, and then to die as that which is living, right? As a prerequisite. In order to live, you have to die. In order to die, you first have to live. And we're like in a contract. We're here to experience this. Realize that you live right now. In this moment, you are that which is living. Memento mori shouldn't be something that's morbid, but something that helps you establish how you want to live. Remember death. Remember that you will die. And then from that remembering, you get to live right now. Even if I know I'll die at the end of the day, I get to live now, in this moment. And the only person that can take from me the beauty of living is myself, right? By being fearful of the inevitable. Remember who you are, dear friend. You are that which is aware. Thank you, Joy Vive, for letting us send Maxine some lovin's. Seeing Maxine, 16th of April, it's the 5th. So in 11 days, her entering an ER room, the doctors all being professional, having washed up, we're in a clean room, going about business as usual, removing something that's not supposed to be there. You know, the operation is a massive success. Being able to put on the stitches, person reemerges into the waking realm of existence. Doctor gets to be like, yeah, things are good, things are fine. And then her getting to live the rest of her life. This is not the end. This is not the end. Mel, if you're overconfident about knowing anything, it is your confidence about knowing nothing. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Thank you, Toast. Thank you. Exactly that. Right? Like for me, my arrogance really kicks in when other people claim to already know what's going on. That's when I get like properly arrogant. Because then I go into like extremes, like stupid extremes. Where if someone has to be like, yeah, this is the truth and there's no other truth. And if you don't believe this truth, you're gonna burn in hell for eternity. I'm like, yeah. No. You don't know. I don't know. Neither of us know. And you pretending to know doesn't sit well with me. So I'm going to pretend like I forgot my manners. Why do you need to be saved? when we are born forgiven. I feel, why do we need to be saved when we are born loved? Right? Like your birth, and this is a quote I heard said by a rabbi, a Jewish rabbi. He went like, being born is proof of God's love for you. And I was like, yeah, fuck yeah, dude. Yeah, I like that. Being born is proof of God's love for you. Right? So why? Why would God want to damn you to an eternity of suffering after he loved you enough to bring you into this realm of existence? That just sounds paradoxical to me. I'm like, bro, can you just not make me alive if you're gonna judge me and then damn me to an eternity if I don't follow all of your rules? Like, please, oh, please, like, spare me the steps. Because circular reasoning works, because circular reasoning works, because, yeah, exactly. We are compulsive fixers, aren't we? We're trying to, dude. Like, we're seeing a lot of shit broken right now. We would like to see it better. Huge respect and love was gained when I saw what parenthood is. Love you, dad. Love you, mom. I do too. I love my parents so much. I just don't believe them to be authorities anymore. Right? Especially when it comes to how I'm supposed to live my life. Because they won't be the ones that get to suffer the consequences of the decisions I make. Right? So if I had to keep infinitely listen to my parents, you know, actively being like, oh yeah, please tell me how to live my life, you know, because I don't know how to, then I would have to live the life they wanted me to live. De facto, meaning I don't get to live my life. Right? That sounds like an absolute atrocity. Hey, Connor, seeing you, seeing me, seeing you, seeing myself, seeing you as myself, seeing myself as you, seeing Connor, watching Mel, seeing self, being like, I can see my hands right now. Sending you love, Connor. How are you feeling in your world, dude? I'm looking around. I'm breathing air like you. It's gonna be a good day, dude. I hope you make the most of it. Yay. We'll have to sing for him. I think 18th is also the tuner's birthday. Is it? Were you summoned by us talking about you? And here he is. That's too trippy. Let's pull a card, shall we? I had no debris flying into my eyeballs. This eye feels unencumbered today. I was like tripping out yesterday. I went into that scene of like cupping like water and then letting the water just flow into my eyeball. And then I was like keeping my eyes open and then I was like, does that make me look insane? Good. Good. Not good? Let's put a card, shall we? Yeah, I think we got through all of them. Let's see. What is Sacred Geometry going to say today? Luke, yeah. Ready for the card? Mel, you just did a great. Harvey, look impression. Yeah. Harvey's eyes. You guys, Harvey just seems like he's in a ceaseless state of like shell shock. Freaking bugs. That's just like how they are. Whoa. Oh. Holy shit, I was summoned. You were summoned, dude. You were summoned. Is it your birthday on the 18th? This one. Yeah. This one. Ooh. We pulled it upside down technically, but Fire Keepers. This is the card that I associate with this space. I think of every single one of us as these little fire keepers, right? That in a way, maybe I might be the one creating a little fire for us to warm our hands on. But then every single one of you friends who add your hands to it adds layers of that fire, right? Like it can go on infinitely. Every single one of us, when we look out, we see our hands, right? And I actually did that, dude. As I was like joking with you, Connor. about this experience of seeing my hands as consciousness looking out, and then realizing that every single one of you sees your hands as consciousness looking out, and then those hands of ours channeling this energy that we're actively channeling. What was the YouTube algorithm always flagging? The hug emoji. I don't know. Maybe they think of it as sexual. Maybe they worry that we might, form some sort of level of human connection. It's like, oh no, the people are remembering they can hug one another. Quickly stop them. Lamau, my son is looking up this channel because it was been playing since the stream started in the living room, and they just got home from school. He seems impressed by how many days in a row you have streamed. Thank you. I'm happy to hear that, Natalie. It's been a few days. Just a few. How many has it been? 825? Yeah, I'm already reaching that point where the number no longer means anything to my brain, because I've never had 825 of anything, right? Maybe 825 individual little pieces of cereal in my bowl or something. Maybe 825 granules of sugar as I was stirring into my coffee. But even though I've done it for a while now, I'm only doing it today. And that is my message. That sure, you can do things infinitely, but infinity is today. So instead of being kind of attached to how much of the infinity you'll have to do, and I do get attached to it sometimes, I trip myself out realizing there's still an actual infinite amount for me to do. I'm like, oh, fuck. Oh, goodness. So I'll do it today. I'll do it just today. Just today. I'll take care of myself. I'll eat food. I'll drink water. I'll sleep. I'll make art. I'll write poetry. I'll connect with my friends. What else do I do? Oh, yeah, yoga. I'll teach people, guide people to do yoga with me. And I'll just do it today. Forever. Just a little bit of today forever. You see, surprise. Thank you, Natalie. I'm happy to hear that. My wish is for us to be truly happy and healthy. Manifesting that as well. Dan saying, yo, I remember the excitement on day 100. Can't believe we've been almost 9 times over. Yeah. I will forever. Like, unfortunately, day 100 kind of like ruined my expectations of the level of excitement. Like, you friends like straight up took videos congratulating me and encouraging me to keep going. I actually, well, my brain still does. Like, I can remember it so clearly, and yet it's like, did that actually happen? Yeah, you friends did that. Wholesome as always, Shan. Love is true. Day 100. Wait, the name. Yeah, the name reveal. Shit. I told you my name is Estian. Oh, Estian. The name my parents have been calling me my whole life. Are you ready? Firekeepers. One more time. I'll show you one more time and then we'll read what it means. I'll read the upside down meaning first because that's technically the one we pulled first, but let's see. The upside down meaning of Has your enthusiasm grown cold of late? Consciously revitalize the fire of your vision as the reverse meaning. Oh, how many times did I stress the word responsibility? All right? Sacred responsibility and service. Sacred responsibility and service, the triangle, of course. Fire is historically the source of protective warmth, light in the darkness, and heat for cooking, and was essential to the survival of the original peoples. Firekeepers. Firekeepers hold a sacred responsibility both for the physical survival and the ceremonial spiritual protection of the community. Theirs is an essential and esteemed service. Triangles represent spirit, divinity, life, strength, harmony, and completion. The upward-facing triangle is traditionally associated with fire, action, and the masculine. Three fires warming many hands invite you to warm in three fires warming many hands invite you to warm to the understanding of these three levels of conscious personal mastery: physical awareness, mental intention, and spiritual evolution. Firstly, with physical awareness, you are invited to become aware of the effects your actions have on this physical plane. Are you living your bliss through your chosen vocation? Does your job contribute to the welfare of those around you as well as to your own needs? Mental intention. Engage your mind and reflect on how the responsibilities you have chosen contribute to the whole of humanity. How might you more effectively engage your intentions to set in motion your vision of the future? Spiritual evolution. Explore your connection to spirit and request to be of greater service to the divine will and to the evolution of consciousness. This is a card of action. Recognition of your sacred responsibility will help bring you into alignment with the purpose of your soul. Yeah, how about that? The inner child. Being children, and yet realizing that we have to take on a literal world's worth of responsibility. It is a rat. The big 1000 will be crazy. Yeah. 1000 is going to be like, we did what? We did 1000 days of consecutive daily streaming. Hot damn. Hot damn. But a few days ago, you said that Estian isn't your name. Technically, it's not. On no birth certificate, my name will be found as Estian. Technically, my real name is Christian Stefan. But if you take the SE from Stefan and you take the Stian from Christian, you get Estian. Estian. So technically, my name is Christian. Yes, you'd be confused. Technically, my name is Christian. But my name has been, at least the name I identify with, right? Because I've been called that name over and over again my whole life, is Estian. It's the name my mom and my dad and my family members call me. Yeah, South African naming conventions can be pretty trippy as well. Like, we'll give our kids the same names that our fathers and our fathers' fathers have. Like, my dad's name is my name. Like, we have the same name. And my dad had the same name as his dad, and his dad had the same name as well. So there is this expectation of me to call my kid Christian Stefan one day as well, which I'll probably not do. I'll call him Elkin. God creates. God created. I'm like, yeah. Yeah, you did. Joy, one of my real names. I have three, exactly. Calls you, and that Christian is your real name. Yeah, that's right. My intention is to show people how amazing they are, and if they can just push our ego away, we can see the beauty in everybody. Little by little, we will melt away any inkling of separation, right? Because it is a mental battle. We'll never melt away separation physically, right? If I had to melt away separation physically, me and you would suddenly morph into the same, unified being. Sure, maybe conceptually that could be a good thing, but I kind of like being myself. I like bodily autonomy. I like being able to eat what I like eating. I like watching a show that I like watching. I enjoy being a person as much as anybody else does. So when I talk about melting away separation, I'm not suggesting that we abandon what we have become comfortable of within separation. What I am suggesting to melt away is the narratives that we can tell ourselves around this illusion of separation. Like, it's okay for me to kill this person, to hurt them, to steal from them, because they're not me. All right? That's where I find fault, because now you're just, hurting yourself globally. Stop it. Stop believing yourself to be separate and then using that as a means to justify separate behavior, right? Continue enjoying your life. Being an individual in the way that we are is a divine opportunity. It's a good thing. But believing ourselves to be separate to the point where we cannot imagine ourselves giving our resources, we cannot imagine giving up our or scooting, a little bit to the side to offer a seat to the person next to us. That kind of level of separation is where I feel most of our harm has come from. Which I will probably not do. What time is Adam due? We will meet him tomorrow. I think you'll meet him tomorrow, JV. I was like keeping it on, hoping you'll get here. He's like 2 hours away or something. I think we'll finish the stream for today. I thank Yay for joining May. May, you have a good day. I love Yay. So May. Thank you. Thank you, dear friends, for spending some time with me today. For remembering that we're all but children to the same Amagaya, right? Stop killing your brothers and sisters. They're your brothers and sisters. Have the most beautifulest day. Thank you, Shan, for always the wonderfully lovely words that you share with us. I'm heading to work. Please send me positive vibes to Sela. Dealing with my boss, and I'm not gonna worry about and focus on my job interview. You got this. You got this, Sela. You got this, Luke. You got this, Connor. Love you. And I'll see you again soon. Holy shit. I might be at a festival the next time we do. Because it's Wednesday already. And the festival is starting tomorrow. I was hoping that there would be a little bit more preparations. Being able to go to Pretoria and hang out with friends before we go through. But alas, we have found ourselves here right now. Thank you for sending good vibes to JV. Love to all of you. Until tomorrow, dear ones.